18 denied the same day. He requested joint legal and physical custody, disclosure of when W's. Medical information and okay, hold on. Let me turn this around. Hi everyone. No, you're good, grubby goat. He requested joint legal and physical custody, disclosure of W's medical information, and use of our family wizard OFW. The minute order noted that the court would not change custody on an ex parte basis absent a showing of immediate danger or risk of harm. This may be heard on the 7/19/24 calendar as currently scheduled. After my client, oh, thank you. Yeah, I put it back on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't it so cute? I just don't like the material. Yeah, everything's good. Why? What happened? Wait, what's wrong? I just got hot because I was wearing that sweater and it's not sweater weather inside. 90s. I was a 90s baby. Okay, this may be heard on 7/19. After my client allowed John to come witness W's birth after being absent the entire pregnancy and bullying her online for those 10 months, he left Brianna alone in LA to care for W as soon as they were discharged from the hospital and buried her in litigation within the same month. The 7/19/24 trial date was moved to 9/17/24 due to the ransomware attack on LACS's system. Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just, because I had that sweater on. Oh, yeah, because of the blue? Oh, good. I think, right? Thank you for the heart me. Section 19. After Jennifer Lynn, John's mom, and John took the stand at the first day of the DVRO trial on 9/17/24, Judge Kitchens, who was assigned to 2C at the time, asked for additional briefing. The First Amendment as it relates to DVROs and public figures. The court also put a 2-2-5 schedule into place. Excuse me. This is worth noting because John has claimed since Brianna gave birth that she was an unfit mother, both online and in all of his pleadings. Yet after a day of trial and 5 months into the case, the court put a 50-50 schedule into place. Attached as Exhibit H is the 9/17/24 minute order. Section 20. On 10/30/24, my client still did not get to take the stand because John's testimony took up the entire afternoon. I mean, y'all will fucking bitch and complain about everything. Literally, because his testimony took up the afternoon, she couldn't even take the stand. That's part of it. Like, what? Did you just graduate? Did you just get, like, did you just become an attorney? That is sometimes how these things go. I don't know what to tell you. Took up the entire afternoon, so a third day of the DVRO trial was scheduled for the following day. Attached as Exhibit I is the 10/30/24 minute order. The DVRO never continued in front of the court on 10/31/24. And instead, parties and counsel reached a stip-in order to dismiss the DVRO in exchange for John getting primary custody of W. My client will testify that she did not want to settle for W being with John for 3 weeks in Texas and with her for 1 week in California, but her prior counsel encouraged her to do so due to the risk of the FC 6344 presumption against joint legal and physical custody. She never gave up W, but listened to her attorney out of fear she would lose W if she lost the DVRO trial. Wrong. She made a decision. Let's be clear. She made a decision to listen to her legal counsel to give up what she already had. That's what happened. She did make that decision. Nobody made that decision for her. She made that decision. This whole like, oh, woe is me, did it out of fear of losing, blah, blah, blah. No. And she didn't seem too upset about it while she was living her best life in California. Getting her roast beef knocked around and never mind. I'm confused. Am I supposed to feel bad for you? You made a decision as an adult, as a parent. That's what you did. There is no argument against that. There is no way of getting around that. You had a decision. You chose. That's it. So she did make that decision. Knowing that Brianna had DVRO allegations and evidence against him, John's calculated move in bringing the DVRO for bullying while he continued to disparage Brianna online, then hold it over her head to obtain a settlement for primary custody seems very calculated. Attached as Exhibit J is the 1031-24 stip-in order. Section 21. On 1/15/25, John filed another ex parte RFO to modify the 1031-24 stip-in order by requiring that Brianna exercise her visitation in Texas instead of LA. He alleged this was due to W getting RSV and 2 ear infections in 3 months, which he blamed on the travel. He also alleged that Brianna had exercised some of her time with W in Texas in November, which I noted did not generate any kidnapping motions. Brianna was not represented at the time and thus did not file a responsive declaration. Again, her problem, not ours. Or his, I guess. The 1/15/25 ex parte order on the LACS attorney portal signed by Judge Nord says, until further court order, all respondents' visitations shall occur only in California. During the visitations, the minor child cannot leave Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, or San Diego counties. Attached as Exhibit K is the 1/15/25 ex parte RFO order. Section 22. On 1/16/25, John filed an RFO on the court's regular calendar asking to correct the 1/15/25 order. John argued Judge Nord must have made a mistake in the order signed on 1/15/25 and said surely the court meant the opposite than what was written, i.e. that visitation was only to occur in Texas. The hearing on this RFO was set for 3/17/25. On 1/21/25, John filed another ex parte RFO. To shorten time or advance the hearing on the 1/16/25 RFO that was set for 3/17/25. This ex parte RFO was also denied for insufficient showing of immediate harm as defined by FC 3064, leaving the 3/17/25 hearing as is. Thus, between 1/25/25 and that 3/17/25 hearing date, the order available online stated Brianna's visits were to be in California with W. After Ms. Butnick told Brianna after the 1/15/25 hearing that they were filing an ex parte RFO to correct the orders, Brianna heard nothing further from her until she reached out herself on 3/6/25 to ask what was happening. So after the January 15th, 2025 hearing, that's when Brianna last heard from the attorney. Brianna was so concerned about this issue, so concerned about custody, so concerned about her child. Hi, Juju. How are you, my love? So concerned about all of this, right? That she did not reach out to this attorney, to John's attorney, to figure out what was going on until 3/6/25, almost 2 months later. And here in your motion, you're essentially passing the love you too, trying to shift the blame, hi Riley, to 2K's attorney because she didn't reach out to Brianna. His attorney doesn't work for Brianna. His attorney isn't the parent. His attorney isn't the one that should be concerned. If Brianna was worried about it, then she should have reached out. But she waited almost 2 months before she ever contacted anybody trying to figure out what was going on. Why? Because she was living her best life in LA, starting her FO career and, I don't know, doing whatever she was doing with God knows who. But you're right. It's John's fault. It's his attorney's fault. Everybody else is at fault except for Brianna. Not one of these motions is her taking any responsibility for anything that she's done. Insane. All right, let's change this real quick because it keeps telling me to start a flash goal, but I'm not going to start a flash goal. Let's do one of these. We'll do 5. And see how we get, if we can get close. Pin. All right, cool. You don't even half the truth. What does that mean? You don't even half the truth. I don't know what that means, Birdie. Please explain yourself. Damn, I feel like this was a lot shorter when I first looked at it. Section 23. Also on 1/21/25, in addition to the ex parte RFO filed and denied that day, John filed the FL-3-306, FL-309 form set requesting to advance the 31725 hearing on the 12625 RFO. Noting that the 11525 order needed to be corrected before 12425, which was the start of Brianna's next visitation period. The court also denied that request for insufficient showing of immediate harm under FC 3064 to justifying advance the 31725 hearing, order attached as Exhibit L. Hi, Kate Bug. How are you? Good night, Sparks. Oh, it's already 10 o'clock. Section 24. At the 31725 hearing, my client did not appear or file any pleadings beforehand. As noted in the 31725 minute order, opposition not having been filed, the court granted the request and ordered for all of Brianna's visits with W to occur in Texas. The parties were also ordered not to disparage each other on social media. There is no POS on file of service of this order on my client. The 31725 FOAH decline. Was filed alongside the 32425. Oh my god. Stop requesting. Y'all are annoying. The 32425 kidnapping RFO and was later I'm literally about to lose my mind. Was later conformed on 4-3-25. Hold on, y'all. Hi, I've declined you 4 times. Please stop requesting me, okay?
One match, brother.
No, not one match. I've declined you 4 times. Stop requesting me, okay?
One match, one
No,
match. One,
not one match.
only
Bye.
One match.
Attached as a, let's see, 31725 FOH was filed alongside the 32425 kidnapping RFO and was later conformed on 4-3-25 attached as Exhibit M. Screaming. I cannot say for sure without receipt of the subpoenaed evidence from Brianna's 32425 encounter with police, but I assume there was mass confusion on behalf of the police and my client due to there being no enforceable order in place about visits occurring in Texas. There was no confusion, my love. Your client openly admitted on live stream multiple times she knew what she was doing was wrong. She knew that she was not supposed to take the baby out of Texas. Desiree, thank you for subscribing. Guys, we only need 14 more to reach the goal. We also only need 29K more diamonds to reach the diamond goal. Correct. Let's see. Which was the start? Blah, blah, blah. There was no confusion. She was very aware of what she was doing. Mandy! On 3/24/25, John filed another ex parte RFO claiming Brianna kidnapped Winter per the 31725 orders. Brianna was ordered to not remove W from Dallas County, Texas, and for all visitation to be professionally supervised at dates and times coordinated by the parties based on the monitor's availability. If a minute order specifically directs that a FOAH be prepared, which was the case with the 31725 minute order, the minute order is not considered final until the FOAH is filed and signed by the court. Southwestern Law School versus Benson, 2019, 42cal.app, 5th. Oh, Jesus, I'm not reading all these. Mission McKell versus State of California, 1981, blah, blah, blah. It is very unfortunate that such inflammatory language was used in this 3/24/25 RFO kidnapping with full knowledge that a FOAH had not been submitted to the court until the same day. Yes, we're almost to 100K tabs. You guys are amazing. Y'all can take a break if y'all would like to. Let's get to 100K and let's relax the fingers. I appreciate y'all. With it full knowledge that a FOH had not been submitted to the court until the same day this RFO was filed, a full week after the 31725 hearing. On 3/27/25, John filed another DVRO based on the kidnapping allegation, and he repeated his online bullying allegations. Bullying, not bullying, bullying. This DVRO was also denied in its entirety, like the first one was, except for the order not to abuse. Whiner, 100K, thank you, baby dolls. Whiner and John's mom were again not listed as protected parties. The order is attached as Exhibit N. So many typos. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Signed, Lindsay R. Fonseca, Esquire, counsel for respondent, Brianna Olson. Cool beans. Right, the lawyer knows only what Bree is saying, but that's a problem when you're an attorney, is that you can't just take your client's word for things. You actually have to do some research and look into things and understand what is true and what's not true. So, that's that on that. That was the end of that. Okie dokie.